Hello everybody, welcome back to the CSL. This is week 1 action between JustCheese League and Team Proxy Tossgirl. Joining me today is Narwhal. Narwhal, how are you doing?
I'm still doing great.
And so
if people are watching these VODs, they're just gonna hear you asking me that question over and over again.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid, I'm sorry. So who's playing?
So on the left side, they're both down on the bottom, but on the left side is our green Zerg EnderWiggnz. And down on the right, our pink, also Zerg, is Callow.
Did you have to squint to see what Callow was?
No, I just was wondering how I was going to phrase it for a second.
Ah, okay, excellent. So yeah, this is a ZVZ on Shakur's Plateau. This is for the week 1 of the Curvy Star League, Team League. A team league for the Penny Arcade community by the Penny Arcade community. Players of all skill sets. I believe this is what we call a Tier 3 match. Is that right, Narwhal?
That would be. They are both Silver League players in this game, so it's not going to be the same kind of play we saw in our other games that we were streaming, but I think it's only fair that we show kind of a range of the players, and I think next week maybe we can incorporate a Tier 2, because we had 2 Tier 1s and a Tier 3 this time around.
Yeah, turns out most of the Tier 2 people are boring. No, not really.
Oh, I'm sure Pants was very exciting.
Oh, Pants is always exciting.
But wait, is he Tier 1 or 2?
He's Plat. I don't know if he signed up as 1 or 2 though. I think it might be 2. I think it's 2.
Okay.
In any event, Narwhal, these people have history. Is that correct?
I'm told as much. I've only been with the PA community since the most recent Rumble in the Bronze, but I was told that the original Rumble in the Bronze was a grudge match between these 2 players.
Indeed. Before Penny Arcade was known, really what put Penny Arcade on the map was not the comic. It wasn't PAX. It was actually Rumble in the Bronze way back. Maybe like a year ago? Maybe like a year ago? Yeah. And so Joe, we call EnderWiggnz Joe because that's his real name, played against Callow in the show match that was casted by In Control and our lovely Australian prison broadcaster Sager.
I thought the first one was with Truss.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I totally made stuff up there. Yeah, that was indeed Truss.
I wasn't even there for it. Like, you probably were, and I wasn't. And
I was totally there, actually. I just make stuff up. I have no excuse at all. That was pretty bad on my part. I apologize. I always have to give Truss credit. He plays League of Legends now, and we'll never speak of him again. Anyways, looking at the game here, it looks like pools are down for both players. Joe deciding to go Baneley Nest. Callow deciding to go Roach Warren. It looks like his Roach Warren's up. He's going to be getting some roaches.
I'm actually looking in Callow's base, and the way he placed the spine, every once in a while a drone will kind of wander around it from one side to the other, as if it just doesn't know where it's supposed to be. And I'm wondering if that's interrupting his mining at all.
It is. This, the spine placement does interrupt mining. You can kind of see that lower patch in the middle. They have to go around it. And that hampers mining just ever so slightly. And actually it's kind of significant in the early game. But this spine placement is, I believe it covers the entire base. So like if you have Zerglings running in, the spine's hitting no matter what. So that's actually pretty good. Looks like Callow has a wall here of roaches. Should be able to stop this Ling Bling aggression that's coming in from Joe.
You think so? With that many banelings? I don't know. I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it. Okay, I thought that was some. I have a feeling it should.
The only game I have not seen.
Yeah. Do you know the sound of roaches hitting banelings? It's this sound. It's
like, yeah.
it's pretty bad. But yeah, so I would say that in this particular situation, Callow's at a commanding advantage in terms of food. Definitely 11 food over your opponent. In tech, roaches tend to beat both Ling and Banes. Yeah.
I don't play ZBZ, so this is not something I was privy to.
Yes, indeed. And indeed, Callow does have 18 drones over the 12 of Joe. So Joe's actually kind of in a sticky wicket, is how I believe the British would say it. We'd have to check with our third best player from the UK bio about that one. but I think it's Sticky Wicket. And so this is actually really, really bad for Joe right now. Callow's going to be pushing around with enough roaches to be able to take out everything. Joe's only hope is to counterattack. When you have Ling against Roach, you can either engage against move command, which makes the Ling...
engagement, though, like, he's got a lot of Lings here, and they just kind of wiped out the roaches because the roaches were just moving around. They weren't attacking.
Yeah, that pretty much. I was gonna say that the only chance that Joe had was to counterattack and force those roaches back. Turns out, you know, if you just engage on move command, you can kill roaches with drones. Looks like Callow's. Huh?
Lings.
Yeah, looks like Joe forces the cancel, but he has a ton of Lings here. Should be able to overpower Callow and take the game.
Yeah.
Unless another move command happens. Yeah.
Morphing in some Banelings right now. Oh man, that's a lot of Banelings.
That is a lot of Banelings. And there's not a Roach Wall to sacrifice all those Banelings into, so I think this should be game. Ling's coming in. Baneling's going to come in. Big explosions coming around. Checking the drone count. Oh god. And that time, that noise, that was pretty much all the drones dying.
Yeah. Oh, there's one drone, there's two drones, three. Hold on. It's going to turn into another spine crawler.
That drone's like, nah, I don't need a mine, guys. You got this. You just mine gas.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I need at this point. Just gas.
Just gas. It's okay.
And,
yeah, the rest of the drones are down, and this should be GG in a second. Bam. And so our friendly neighborhood Joe takes it over Callow in game number 1 of this series. Also forgot to mention this series is actually one of this. Yeah, no, this was not the ace match, but this was one of the 2 final matches between Proxy, Tossgirl, and JustCheese League to decide who the winner is.
The last match.
Oh, this was the last match. Okay.
This was the last match, and it decided whether there would be an ace match or whether oh shoot, the team that has Hummingbird on it, or was the one that. Okay, which team is EnderWiggnz on?
He's on. Looking at my overlay, JustCheese League. That's where Hummingbird is.
JustCheese needed to tie this up. Otherwise, if Proxy Toss, if they got the win, then they would have just won the series straight out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very pivotal game between these 2.
Lots of pressure here. And so we'll go ahead and jump into game 2 shortly and see how this exciting series concludes between 2 top-level ZVZs. We'll be back in a bit.